ether around her, visible to shadow sight. She is descended from Emperor Maval the Great himself. The phasmators of Roim have inspected her blood and tested her spirit. She is the one, and she is ready. We await only the approval of this council and the Grand Vandarian's authorization. If so, why was such authorization refused the last time you brought her here? Duradamil persisted. Or am I mistaken? The records show that you brought this same young woman to Agla before, and were refused. Domina Darkand lowered her chin respectfully, but the Grand Vandarian felt a sharp shudder in her spirit. She was deemed unready when we first came to make our case. Too young, too inexperienced. But, she added with vehemence, that was 13 years ago. She has accomplished a great deal since. She has proven her value to the Order time and again. While the Domina spoke, the Grand Vandarian watched the young Venatrix's reactions. She did not move, hardly seemed to breathe, but the shade she carried inside her pulsed with power. An elemental, one of surprising potency that trembled just beneath its binding suppressions. Duradamil drew breath to launch into some new speech, but the Grand Vandarian cut him off with a well-timed cough. "Let the Venatrix step forward," she said, beckoning. At this, the young woman looked up. Then, as though suddenly galvanized, she took 3 long strides toward the high seat and bowed low. She was, the Grand Vandarian noted with a slight curl of her lip, very beautiful, after a dark, deadly fashion. Taller than average, with long brown hair, half of which she tied back in a knot, leaving the rest to fall in waves across her shoulders. She held herself straight, her old and rather threadbare uniform carefully brushed, its buckles polished to a brilliant shine. "Your name?" Duradamil demanded. The young woman answered in a clear, deep voice. "Odil, Venatrix de Mavalis." "And why have you come before this council, Venatrix de Mavalis?" The Venatrix did not look at Duradamil. She focused her gaze on the Grand Vandarian, her eyes like arrows to the mark. "I've come to claim Maval's crown," she said. The whole of that room seemed to draw a single sharp breath. Even the Grand Vandarian pulled back slightly in her hard seat. Such a claim made so boldly raised many hackles. The Grand Vandarian leaned heavily on the right arm of her chair and narrowed her eyes at the girl. "I've refused you once," she said. "What makes you think I will change my mind?" The Venatrix shifted on her feet, her stance faintly aggressive, though her expression remained respectful, even demure. "Grand Vandarian," she said, 13 years ago, you told me that I had not yet experienced enough of the hardships our order requires of us. You said that until I had lived, lost, and suffered, I could not know what it truly means to be a Venatrix of a Vander. That I could not be worthy to wear Maval's crown. She swallowed. For the briefest of moments, a shimmer like tears gleamed in her eyes, and a ripple passed through her soul. The moment lapsed, and her expression hardened to stone. I have hunted shades across wild countrysides and through city streets. I have rooted out nests of shade-taken and stood by at the pyres of Inborn. I have saved souls and damned souls. I have killed and liberated and destroyed. I have lost and gained. I have suffered and learned. I have become. With every word she spoke, the glow in her soul intensified.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.